ba, ba, ba. Ba, ba. Burp-a-dur, burp-a-dur. Alrighty, welcome back to Let's Play Octopath Traveler. Very excited to get back into Octopath today. Man, I've just been loving this game so much. I've been thinking about it all week, and I'm ready to get back into it. We are going to our last two characters. And I just have to go west. I think. Not sure where the west path starts. Maybe down here. We've had an awesome week this week. We officially got back into Celeste on Monday, and we've been practicing non-stop and learning all sorts of new stuff, and it's been really awesome.
Victory shall be mine.
And I have been working behind the scenes on a lot of stuff that I'm pretty excited to. Is this guy gonna steal from me? He probably is. I can't hit him.
Well then.
How about this?
Oh, sacred light.
What the? Okay, what's going on with this guy? Okay, keep going. I'm not sure if he's just hard to hit or like there's a gimmick.
Battle is truly joy.
I thought I had fought him before. I thought I just attacked him and killed him. Anyways, I've been working on a lot of stuff. Hollow Month is coming up. Our biggest event of the year is in a month. But even more than that, I've had a couple other things I've been working on that I'm excited to show off soon. We've been working on... How do I get that chest? We've been working on Final Fantasy Trophy Quest.
This is the beginning.
Our quest to plat, or get every single Final Fantasy trophy. And we're currently working on,
I will cut you down.
Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition. Which has been a interesting struggle. That game is... It's not good. I was hoping, like... You know, I'm not a big fan of 15. I think it's alright, but I have a lot of issues with it, you know? It's definitely one of my least favorite Final Fantasy... Well, it's probably my least favorite Final Fantasy, but... Doesn't mean that I, like, think it's a god-awful game. I just have a lot of issues with it. But it has a lot of good to it also. So the Pocket Edition, I was like, okay, you know, maybe it's alright for a mobile game, you know? Like I went in with the expectations of it's a mobile game. And like the console version is awful, because like why even is there a console version? Like why is there a console version of a mobile game which is based on a console game? Like just play the console game, right? So it's already terrible by design.
And that's that.
But I was hoping that it was at least a decent mobile game, and my only real gripe would be that it's on console, you know? But unfortunately, it's also just a terrible game. Like, not only is it bad because it's a console game turned into a mobile game turned back into a console game, but then on top of that, it's just a horrible game. It's and not even horrible in the way of like, I don't like it, or like poorly balanced or boring or whatever. Like, it's just a terrible game. It's like, it doesn't lag, but I've run into several bugs. The music just randomly disappears and reappears. Character dialogue is like really oddly what's the word I'm looking for? tiered on top of each other, where like characters just talk over each other all the time and even interrupt themselves. Like the gap between a character's dialogue and their next dialogue is often way too short. So they'll say something and then immediately start saying the next thing in a different tone of voice. And it's really awful. Also, characters actually literally talk over each other all the time when you're like walking through towns. One character will start a dialogue tree and another character will start another dialogue tree. And you just have to listen to both of them talk over each other. It's really bad. Like, it's just not a good game at all. I wish I could give it more credit. Like, I wanted to be like, you know, hey,
I'll make this quick.
I'm sure on the phone it's probably decent. It's just kind of dumb on the console, but no, it's just kind of bad all over. It's just really kind of a terrible game. Which is kind of a shame because the combat's actually not that bad for a mobile game. You just kind of hold square, but that's kind of what you do in regular Final Fantasy 15 also. But you can like dodge stuff and the character abilities are really stupid. How's it going, bro? They give it the raid. The character abilities are so stupid. So like in regular Final Fantasy 15, your character abilities pop up on the side and then you can like activate them. Or like wait. Or sorry, reverse. In Final Fantasy 15, you press a button to activate character abilities. So like they're always there and you just hit the button to activate them. In the mobile game, they just pop up. And it's like, do you want to use Prompto's move? And then like 3 seconds later it goes away, right? So you can't like activate them when you want to. They're just random. But the button to activate them is the same button as dodge. So you could have an enemy like coming at you to hit you, and you go to hit dodge, and then Prompto's like, hey, you want me to use my ability? And you hit dodge and it activates Prompto's ability and you don't dodge. It's so terrible. And then you know how in 15, when you activate the character's abilities, the camera goes over to the character and Noctis kind of like just autopilots for a bit? In the mobile version, the camera still pans over to your character that's doing the move, but Noctis doesn't autopilot. You're still dodging and attacking, and you can still take damage. And you just have to hope that you can see, usually you can see Noctis at like the corner of your screen, but sometimes he's completely off screen. And you just have to guess what's going on while your character's doing their move. It's so bad. Like, it's bafflingly bad. And then the AI is so bad. Like, you know how in Final Fantasy 14, when an enemy does a move, it shows like a big circle on the ground, and then like 3 seconds later it blows up? Well, they do that in the mobile version of 15, probably because it's just a bit easier to like see where the attacks are, which is fine, but the AI just stands in the circle. It like, I've played PS2 games where your AI characters just like dodge basic moves, you know? Like usually, to a fault, like usually they're too good at dodging moves and your AI can never die. And then like that leads to a lot of like old games where you can kind of just hide behind cover and let your AI win the battles for you because they're like too good. Well, the 15 mobile game is the opposite. The AI is so bad they just stand right in the zones and just get obliterated by like every attack. I fought a giant, an iron giant, and legitimately every move he did made a big circle and my AI characters all stood in it, and he hit them and they all died, and I had to keep reviving them every single time he did that attack because it would just stand in it. Like, what year is this? What year is this where the AI doesn't even know how to dodge like the auto,
I'll do my best.
like the big field moves? It's really bad, man.
Sacred flame, shine forth.
It's really terrible. And like, I was sad because, bro, thank you for the 81, by the way. Thank you, man. And yet, thank you for the gifted sub to Takedown. I was really sad because, like, I thought that Final Fantasy 15 Mobile actually had some, like, potential, because one of my biggest gripes with 15 is that a lot of the story is missing. You either have to watch the movie, or you have to, like, have background information going in, or else you're kind of lost, because the story just kind of flops around and it gets really confusing to know what's going on and it's hard to follow. And I was like, okay, well, you know, they had more time to cook on this mobile version, and they already had all the dialogue, and they had the updates to the original game, which added some scenes. So maybe for like the mobile game, we could focus a little less on the gameplay, because it's just simple mobile gameplay. And we could focus a little more on the dialogue, and like maybe add some dialogue to like add some context, and maybe add some cutscenes and stuff. Like, we could make a better version of 15's story. Sure, it's not going to be the definitive way to play 15. You know, it's not supposed to be. It's the mobile version. But like, we could actually make the story of the mobile version better than the story of the original game, because we could kind of like, we have a little bit more time to cook on it. Not only did they not do that, but they leave out some scenes. So now it's even more confusing. Like, what was the, there were like 2 different times where characters talked about characters that we never met. Oh, Aranea. When you do the dungeon with Aranea, there's supposed to be a scene beforehand where you meet Biggs and Wedge. And then you go in and Aranea talks about Biggs and Wedge. Well, they took out the scene where you meet Biggs and Wedge, but then when you walk into the dungeon, she still has the dialogue about him. So you walk in and they're like, who is that? And she's like, oh, that was Biggs and Wedge. They've been my, whatever, defenders, blah, blah, blah. And that scene didn't happen. So you're like, what? Who is Biggs and Wedge? Who are these people?
Oh, ice. Yes, I'm through.
I'll do my best.
It's something. It really is. It's something special. It's a special kind of game. How's it going, Bryce? Think of the 64.
My turn.
The Platinum's been kind of interesting too, because most of the trophies are easy, but
I'll do my best.
there were 2 trophies in particular that were very odd. But at least, like, none of them are missable, really.
What is the logical course of action?
Yeah, I am too.
My turn.
I mean, I already know Primrose, because she's the one I picked when I first played this game. Just for like 2 hours, or a couple hours.
With each battle,
I played a little more than 2 hours, but I think I only got like 3 characters. But I started with Primrose, and she's the one I remember the most because she was my favorite. So excited to do her story again. And then the Apothecary I don't think I've ever done.
I'll make this quick.
Got some new enemies. Everybody knows ants are weak against daggers. See? Everybody knows that.
I will cut you down.
Well then.
What is the logical course of action?
Husband's shoe.
Victory shall be mine.
My favorite attack, husband's shoe.
Out of my way.
I'll do my best.
You should have studied harder.
How's it going, Xerix? Used to go south from here. Kind of like this open area. It's a little different. It's a cave here. Whistling cavern.
Out of my way.
A bug with a giant skull. Skull roller.
What's the logical course of action? All light, smite them down. No.
Well then. May the sacred flame shine forth.
I've missed the music in this game. Always gets me going. Let's go Napaz. A can of axe and a lighter.
Let your wounds be healed.
No.
The classic strategy. It is, it's so good. It keeps getting better too. We were talking last week about how, like, each character has a theme that, like, hits their climax right before the boss fight of their respective sections. And then they all have, like, a different lead-in to the boss fight.
I'll do my best.
It's, like, so cool. They, like, from what I remember, I have to go back and, like, listen to them specifically, but it seems like they actually took the time to, like, make a separate lead-in for each song.
No.
Which is such a cool idea.
I'll do my best.
Tyrion's angry!
And that's that.
That's for my Mega Man. Mega Man Point Redemption. He's... His batteries are still good. He hasn't died yet. Good job, Mega Man. How's it going, Gus? Man, I like this song a lot too. I got an old coin.
It's a good day for battle.
Ooh,
How
oh,
about
against ice.
I will cut you down.
Yeah, Olbrick is still really good.
What's yours? Now, what next? Oh, ice. It's true.
And so is
I will
Cyrus
not be defeated.
when things are weak against him.
Let your wounds be healed.
He seems a bit like... Well, maybe not. I was gonna say he's kind of necessary, because he's the only, like, just tried and true, like, warrior, you know? Like, every RPG group needs a warrior. But honestly, like, maybe not, because there's nothing he does that no one else does, really. Like, he's the best at what he does, but nothing he does is like Therion can't do, you know? He's just the best at it, so. I do feel like at this point,
What next?
the game has like allowed us to pretty much put together whatever party we want. Like I said before, none of the characters feel like they have to be there. I think maybe the only character that I would say is more required than the others would be Ophelia, since she's the only one that can heal. I think someone else had like a healing skill, but obviously she's the big healer. But you get so many items, like you get so many healing items that I have 49 healing grapes. And like if you bring Tressa, that's her name, right? Tressa? And Therion everywhere, like you're gonna get so many items. You're gonna have so much money, you're gonna have so many items that like you're not gonna need Ophelia. So I do see a world where we don't use Ophelia, but I feel like she's probably the one that the most people are gonna like keep in their party. But I do feel like the game has done a good job of making sure that like we can potentially use any party. An old man of gentle disposition who resides within the Sunlands. In another lifetime, he bore another name and was feared as a bringer of death. Wait, what? But when a noble client betrayed his trust, the assassin's daughter paid the price, and so he renounced his trade forever. I got nothing. This guy should be secretly like max strength. That'd be pretty funny. Ooh, we take those. Thrash. Mild medicinal component of large volume. It doesn't do anything? Mild hazardous substance of small volume. This might be for the apothecary, actually. I'll buy a couple just for the heck of it. It's cheap anyways. And I'm kinda rich. This song is not the song I was expecting out of like the desert village. It sounds a bit more like a almost like a film noir town or something. I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah? Master's lackey. Portrait with a kiss. What? This hunter has developed a habit of treating himself at the tavern after claiming the rewards for impressive marks. After slaying a fearsome beast that was terrorizing the local populace, he received a sum fit for a king and has been wearing the same satisfied grin for days on end. 3%. Fetches an exorbitant price if sold.
Hello.
Hello. Word around town is that the dancers here put on private shows for the master, if you know what I mean, huh? Unlike other mercenaries who are accustomed to the sights of sunshade, this greenhorn is not, having never known the intimate company of the fairer sex. Unsurprisingly, this has led him to spend altogether too much coin on the dancing girls, far in excess for his meager earnings. Ooh. Therion's getting some good stuff here.
Oh there.
Oh there. I mean, Tressa is like one of the more likable characters so far, I'd say. But mechanically, she's a bit weird. Enough of that. If you want something, spit it out already. From birth, this elderly woman's vision was quite poor. Having never ventured beyond the borders of the Sunland, she has never seen rolling seas nor cloudy skies, and likely never will. Ah, depressing. Let's beat her up. Pointed shot.
How are you?
Is this some sort of joke? Though she came to Sunshade to find her mother, she was too late, for the woman had taken ill and passed away. All that remained to give the girl comfort was a dancer's dress, a memento of happier times. New weapons for sale. No. Holy cow, is this the new weapon? That thing's crazy. Occasionally reduces target's evasion. Dang, that's really good. Piercing dagger. You know, I said I was rich, but I'm not that rich. I can only buy like one weapon. Ooh, this is really good for Cyrus. And this is really good for everybody. I like that max SP boost. Ooh, the lantern's worth 600. The old coin's worth 1,500. I got two of them. Alright, Primrose. It's time for your story. Yeah, thank you for the gifted sub to Marilyn. Welcome back, Marilyn. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. At last, he's appeared before me. The man marked with the crow, the man who killed my father. Her name is Primrose, and she is a dancer. This is Sunshade, a city of 1,000 pleasures, forever shrouded in shadow. Driven into poverty when her noble house fell, she now piles her trade in a tavern, suffering no end of indignities at the hands of the cruel master Helganish, all for the day she could have her revenge. Then one day he appeared, a man marked by the crow, one of the 3 foul villains who murdered her dear father. And so, aided by her sole friend, Yusufa, she sprints from the tavern to the labyrinth below in pursuit. She will need loyal allies on the path she has chosen. Why can't I get rid of Cyrus? Oh, because he's the one I'm controlling, I think. Well, I just talked about how I don't want to replace Ophelia because she's my only healing. But given that Primrose might heal because she's a dancer, I can't remember off the top of my head what she does. I think she has dark magic. That's the only thing I remember. But I kind of want to keep Ulbrich because he's low level. Kind of want to level him up. So. Even when the blade is held at your heart, faith shall be your shield. Words of House Azelhart. "10 years ago.
Funny how it works, isn't it? Everything that happens in this world falls into one of 2 neat little categories. Things one is better off knowing, and things one's better off not. Jeffrey Azelhart, I'm afraid you've been poking your nose into the latter. I have only done as my convictions bade me do. I have no regrets.
I thought you might say something like that. You're making this delightfully easy.
Could you guys speak up a little bit?
Make sure he's dead. Let's leave this place before we're seen.
It's done. Huh.
3 men, each marked with the sign of the crow. One on his left arm. One on his right. And the last on his neck. 3 men. Foul scavengers, just like the bird whose mark they bear. They took my father from me. And I will never forget. Always the same dream.
Ulbrich also had always the same dream.
I wish I had your confidence, Primrose. I couldn't imagine nodding off minutes before my cue.
How nice it must be to be the master's favorite. Fine. Go on and keep your airs. Act as though you're better than the rest of us.
It doesn't change the fact that you're just another dancer in the sands, Primrose. Nothing but a kept woman. here to flatter the dignity of men who pay for the privilege.
I like how her burn to me is literally burning herself.
I suppose you're right.
Good one. You got me.
Shh, enough chatter. Master Helganish is coming.
Do I keep you women to titter here in the shadows? My customers are waiting for their entertainment. The opening act should be on that stage already. Now, get out there and earn your keep.
I love this guy's design.
What a bunch of useless strays.
It's like an actual living goblin.
But not you.
Reminds me of Corneo.
You are the only one I can rely on.
You flatter me, Master.
Oh, hardly. Why, this tavern's custom has increased tenfold since you stepped on our stage. But do not go forgetting yourself. It was I who groomed you for this role.
And I will be forever grateful for that, Master.
You were an ignorant girl when I picked you up. Completely useless. I've taught you everything you know. What happened to your sweet little smile? Who puts a roof over your head and food on your plate? Who bought the jewels that adorn your pretty neck?
The voice actor for Helganish absolutely cooked.
Who made you the most sought-after dancer in this dusty old town? It was me, all me.
It was me. I love his voice. It's so good. It was me. All me.
You owe me, kitten, and I'll see that debt repaid.
Yes, Master.
Good then. Purr sweetly, and I may give you a treat. Don't dally when you're done with your show. I will be waiting in my chamber. I'll have you purr for me some more.
Primrose, it's your cue.
I'm coming.
Put your face back on now, kitten.
Yes, Master.
The tavern lies at the end of the central road, just past the bazaar. I mustn't dally any longer. I have a lot I want to say, but I want to wait till it happens. Should I buy anything? Look at her little pose she's doing. I just give her an arcane knife. Should I give her a robe? Just give her some defense. This way, Primrose. Gonna move on.
Faring well?
I've come to rest my travel-weary body for a while. No better place in the realm, I say.
Good show.
I traveled across half the realm to visit this place. They say there's a girl here who dances like a goddess. They say this place turns away all but the wealthiest of customers after nightfall. Wait, I see a chest. A grape. Kept us waiting long enough, Primrose.
Forgive me.
I was fixing my hair. Yeah, it'd better been worth it. You're our best chance at getting to eat tonight. And the customers have been waiting.
I am ready.
Let the show begin. It's her! Watch over me, Father. That day I swore revenge against the men who took you from me. The three marked by the crow. My once proud house fallen, I left home far behind, following their trail. That trail has led me here. I heard one of them often passes through here on his travels. It was the smallest scrap of hope, but it was all I had. Until I find him, there is no disgrace I will not endure. Losing my honor is nothing compared to the pain of losing you. Father, I will not stop until I find the three and see justice served. And until I avenge you, I will dance.
How?
I think I'm in love. How about a private show, darling? You are all too kind and too handsome, I might add. So like what's so great about this is they set up like the evil master and the dancer mechanic, you know, gimmick that we've seen before, but she's putting herself through this. Like, she doesn't have to do this. It's not one of those scenarios of like, you know, she has this horrible master but she has to do it because she can't survive otherwise, like she can't feed herself or whatever. Instead, she's putting herself through this purposefully just because there's a small chance that she might find the guy with the crow tattoo to avenge her father. So like, she's doing all of this just to avenge her father. She could just leave and be fine, but like, she's going through all this just for him. So like, it makes it so much cooler because the whole idea of like, you know, whatever the scenario be, girl is stuck with a horrible master because she has to survive. That whole like thing is already a great storytelling trope, but then on top of that, like, she's going through all of this when she doesn't even have to, because that's how much she loved her father. Like, it immediately shows us how much she loved her father and how much this mission means to her, which they've done a pretty good job with all the characters, giving us an idea of like why their quest is so important. But I think this one really goes over the top. Like, I think Cyrus's was kind of like, Cyrus's was more like, well, I'm already getting kicked out, so I might as well, kind of thing. Like, he was just kind of like curiosity. Therion's is a bit more like, you know, he's a thief and he wants to be free, so like that one is pretty good. I think Ophelia's was really good. I think Ulbrich's is really good. But I think this one takes the cake. Like, I am immediately sold on her quest. Like, she will do anything to avenge her father. And we get that right away, which is really cool. Look at your sandals. Seems you've gone and broken a strap. Go back to the dormitory and fetch yourself another pair.
Yes.
Most happily. Papa, I'm going to be in a play. I will be the princess and everyone will look at me. You'll come and watch too, won't you?
Yes.
Of course, my dear.
Oh, thank you.
Many thanks, my lord. Tee-hee, how was that? And guess what, Papa? When I grow up, I'm going to be a beautiful dancing girl, the star of the stage. Don't do that. A dancing girl? That is a dream best forgotten. But why, Papa? Elena, my dear, you want to grow up to be a fine lady, yes? Like the princess you will play? Then it would be better not to say such things. Not in this town, at least. But what's wrong with dancing? It's so much fun.
What?
Look at her. She's beautiful. Hello, child.
Oh, come now.
Come now, Helena, this way. I'll tuck you into bed back at the inn. Papa has business to attend to this night.
Yes.
I suppose I should get back to my own work. A thorn? Oh, someone fetch a handkerchief. Primrose seems to be bleeding, the poor dear. Perhaps she got a blister. She's always dancing oh so passionately.
Are you alright?
You alright, Prim?
Yes.
I'm fine. It's nothing I haven't dealt with before.
Hey!
Don't you think that's enough already? Do you take such pleasure in others' pain? We're nothing but the master's playthings, all of us. And we all know what happens to the girls who displease him, or have you forgotten? Beaten half to death and tossed in the gutter, left for dead, sick and starving.
Stop that!
We all know well enough where we stand. We know what he can do to us. Then why torment one of our own?
Many thanks.
Thank you, Yusufa, but there's no need for you to make foes on my behalf. Prim.
You.
What are you doing yowling back here? Sheath your claws, it's time for work. Or do you think money flows into my coffers by itself? Get out there and collect your tips.
Wait a minute.
Not you, Primrose. You stay.
What was that?
What was that sorry show you gave today?
I think not.
Do you think I'm blind? One glance was all I needed to know your mind was not where it ought to be. I can see every thought in that pretty empty little head of yours, and they were not of dancing tonight. You haven't forgotten your debts now, have you? You haven't forgotten who owns you. You know the fate that awaits you if you dare defy me, don't you, kitten? I'm warning you because I care, Primrose. I wouldn't want to see anything untoward happen to my shining star.
Forgive me.
I'm sorry, Master. Forgive me.
The truth is...
I was simply remembering the first day I came here to you. Oh, were you now? Not a day, not a moment passes when I am not thankful for all you have given me. Pray forgive my lack of focus today, Master. It will not happen again. Oh, my dear, dear Primrose. I, too, often think back on the day you came to my door. Just imagining the sight of you dancing for me, as sweet and innocent as you were, it tickled me so. and you met my every expectation. You have been my best investment. But tonight you have displeased me, and for this you must atone. The crowd is looking thin tonight. Out on the streets with you and bring us some custom. Custom with coin enough to cover a week's expenses. If you can do that, I may still go easy on you. At least relatively so, kitten.
Yes.
You are kind, master. The sound effects he gives are so great. Bravo, Prim. That was a performance for the ages. How do you do it? I want to vomit every time I have to call him master. What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be out collecting tips?
Are you alright?
I was worried about you. How was your foot?
What?
What? Here, use this. A handkerchief. Be careful out there, okay? So, I feel like her ability is like exactly the same as Ophelia's, if I remember. It's like it's basically the same thing. Admit it now, wouldn't you care to spend a little more time with me? That's our Primrose, I'll keep you safe, girl. Pray come hither. Well, time to put on a different kind of show. This one looks to be the likely sort.
Excuse me.
Lovely evening, isn't it, my lord? Mayhap you'd care to share it with me.
My apologies.
A tempting offer, but I travel on business. I must depart early on the morrow. It must be a fascinating sort of business that you do. Perhaps you could tell me more over a drink. I'd love to get to know you better.
Most unfortunate.
I am most afraid I cannot.
Excuse me.
I dance at the tavern just down the street. I'd be happy to put on a show just for you. Ain't nothing but a heartache. Admit it now, wouldn't you care to spend a little more time with me? Now that's a sight, alright. I'd love to see more of your dances up close if I can. Alright, calm down, old man. We just want you for your spear.
My apologies.
Admit it now, wouldn't you care to spend a little more time with me? Oh my, I cannot resist such beauty. Pray come hither. Yes, that one's pockets look sufficiently deep.
Excellent.
Good work, kitten. You'll be treated well tonight.
Many thanks.
You honor me, master. The seats are starting to fill. See that not a single cup goes up empty.
Yes.
As you wish, master.
Beg pardon.
Good evening, gentlemen. Ah, Primrose, you're looking more and more lovely each time I see you. It's been a while since we last enjoyed your company. Will you be with us long this evening? Oh, as long as you'll have me for, my dear. Is that so? I'll have to give it some thought then. I'll see you again later.
Till next time.
And if that's all, I'll be taking my leave. Could it be? There, on his left arm. The mark of the crow. How long I have waited for this day. Finally, you appear before me. This night, at long last, justice will be served. No! I can't let him get away.
You.
And where do you think you're going? So curious about that man, are you? Was it love at first sight, kitten? Master,
I think not.
you wouldn't think of abandoning the stage and your customers before the night is through, now would you? Back to work, Primrose. I trust I don't need to repeat myself.
Put your face back
You
on.
do remember what happens to the wicked little kittens who cross me, don't you? This is all I have. I may never get another chance like this again.
Are you alright?
Prim, what's the matter? It's not like you to look all flustered like this. You don't need to tell me. For you to risk angering the master like that, it must be something important. Leave it to me. I'll keep his eyes busy. You slip out the back door on the upper floor. You shouldn't get involved. You will put yourself at risk. Look, Prim, maybe you don't tell me what you're thinking.
Come on!
But that doesn't matter to me. I'm on your side and always will be. On my side? When the other girls would pick on me and tell me to know my place, you were always the one who stood by me. You never say much. You're always so distant, aloof even. But I know you just don't want to burden others with your troubles. I know you better than you think, Prim.
I know that deep down, you have a good heart.
That was random to voice that one line. A good heart? Yusufa, I thank you. Always a woman of few words. I wouldn't have it any other way. You will bring the woman I need, won't you now? Competent help is so hard to come by these days. Whatever is a man to do? I can assure you, my lord, I am doing all that I can. Helganish, we are friends, are we not? Friends take care of one another, yes. They do not disappoint each other.
Yes!
I will do everything in my power. I saw a fine dancing girl in the tavern. I would rather like such a girl for my own. So it is as I thought. Helganish knows him.
Listen to me.
Bring the woman to the place marked on this map. And Helganish, try not to keep me waiting.
Yes!
But of course, my lord. That map. And so I must pursue the foul crow. Don't get involved. This is my problem, not yours. But I suppose you're free to do as you please. Come on already if you're coming. This is another one that's kind of like a bit weird to do with the whole party. Like it definitely worked better when it was just her. Like when you pick her first. Let's see. Ooh. No, I don't have any more of those. Deal fire damage to all foes twice, deal ice damage to all foes twice, deal lightning damage to all foes twice. I'll get Blizzard. I got a new support skill. I don't think I checked yours yet. After a single foe, attack a single foe with a polearm and act earlier on. Oh no, wait, I did look at these. Act early on your next turn. Become more readily targeted by foes for 3 turns. Unleash a sword attack on a single foe. Increase the user's physical defense. Attack random foes with a polearm 5 to 10 times. I feel like Ulbrich would be more useful as a tank, because I don't have anyone else to do that. Is he really that much tankier than everyone else, though? I mean, right now he's kind of low level, so not really, but... Oh, he has a lot of physical defense. Yeah, he's pretty tanky, actually. He is pretty tanky. Alright, we'll give him Insight. And Stout Wall. Reduce a single foe's physical attack strength for 2 turns. Attack a foe twice with a dagger and steal SP. Bestow SP equivalent to 50% of one's current SP to a single ally. I'll do steal SP. Reduces the rate of random encounters, right? Augments the equipped character's elemental attack strength by 50? Holy crap, that's huge. The equipping character will absorb single targeted damage for allies who are near death. Oh, that's perfect. Increases the equipping character's speed by 50. The equipping character will receive double the loot when using steel or collect steel stay. Let's go knock.